And they got big feet.
Yeah. You can't move now.
I can't. I'm not going to talk if I can't move.
If I sit right here, will that be good?
Yeah.
And you can talk to me and you'll
I
be...
can probably hear you. Move that pillow out of the way.
Yeah,
See that
good
pillow?
idea. That's perfect.
Is that better?
I'm going to prop it up with a CD. Now. Okay, we got about 45 minutes on that one, and I got another tape if you...
Oh my goodness.
You just talking till you can't stop. All right, Miss Carpenter. Today is, and I think it'll be able to pick this up. You can talk loud as you want to.
Sunday, May 7th,
2006.
6.
And it's Will Davis talking to Miss Mary Carpenter in Hartwell, Georgia, in her house. And, well, we'll talk about, we'll just start at the beginning.
Okay.
This all came about because you were telling Mom that Mary White moved to Hartwell. And what happened? What do you remember about that?
Well, I remember that Mary White came here to live with her sister, Liz Shaw, when she was in the 5th grade. And she was a new girl in town, and so everybody was anxious to meet Mary White Dudler. And she had 2 wonderful brothers, Wayne and Morris. They didn't call him Maurice then, they called him Morris. And when they would come, we would all have such a good time together. And Liz and her husband would let us come down there and gather. And I guess we played, but we thought we were grown up. But my mother just took a special interest in Mary White. And Mary White loves my mother, Carrie Skelton. And we just were friends. She was in a grade ahead of me. And, but it was the 5th grade when she came here to Hartwell.
You were in the 4th grade.
I must have been in the 4th.
And you already knew Liz Shaw. She was a friend of your family?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I already knew her.
Did you know why she moved to Hartwell?
Why Liz moved to Hartwell?
Why Mary White did?
Why Mary White? Well, she didn't like a stepmother, for one reason. Is that all right for me to say?
Absolutely.
And the stepmother was good to Wayne and Morris, but she sort of picked on Mary White and Dot Dudler. And so they both came to Hartwell. I guess Dot came to live. Maybe she was older. Maybe she graduated from college, from high school.
Dot's the one that moved to Madison
She
eventually?
moved to Madison.
Okay.
And see, Liz and Judson came from Madison.
Why? They moved here for a job?
He was head of the, not the Standard Oil Company, but an oil company. He had that.
What was his last name?
Shaw.
That's right.
Judson Shaw.
So Liz was her sister?
Liz was Mary White's half-sister.
Half-sister.
Yeah.
But much older.
Yeah. Dr. Dudler married Liz's mother, and I've forgotten her name, but she was a lovely woman from Salisbury, North Carolina. And she had 2 children. She had Bill and Elizabeth. And they were, I don't know what their names were, but everybody called Elizabeth Liz. And she lived in, one interesting thing about her mother, she must have been a pianist. Mary White's mother was a pianist, I think. And one time, and she had a Cannabi grand piano. You know this story? She had a Cannabi grand piano, and some great musician played on it because he would only play on a canary. And they had to hoist it up through a big window in a concert hall in Salisbury. And he played on that piano. Well, when Liz came to Hartwell, she brought that piano with her. And it was old and it needed tuning badly. But she let us bang on it when we were children. And I'm going to follow the story of the piano to its end. And we always thought that was so wonderful, and I wish I could think of the pianist who played on it, because he's very well known. You would know him. But anyway, when we moved to the farm, and we had a big house, that house up there, Mayor White, who is so generous, gave me that piano. And we were going to get it refurbished. And we had a bad time farming. That was the time when the cotton, what's that kind of bug that eats the cotton? Boll weevil ate the cotton. And so we never did get the money to refurbish the piano. So Mayor White had a chance to sell it to a church near Warmer Springs when they lived in, not Montezuma, but Manchester. And they had a chance to sell it to a church in there. And they took it and refurbished it and tuned it and did everything to it, and they used it in some church there, which was wonderful because shortly thereafter, it'd been moved out of our house. Our house burned.
Wow.
And the piano would have been burned too.
What a neat story.
And so I don't know where that piano is now, but it's in use somewhere in South Georgia.
Some church in Southwest Georgia.
Yeah.
Golly, that's neat. We need to try to trace that down.
Mm-hmm.
So she moved, and Maurice and Wayne would visit every now and then.
They would visit because the stepmother loved the boys, but she didn't like the girls. And so, and Dr. Dutterer, I think he got sick, and so Liz took him. And he might have died. I don't know exactly when he died, but he died before she did.
I thought he died in a fire.
In a fire, he was burned. That's right.
Is that why she moved down here?
I guess it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I guess that's right.
And she used to tell me, she used to say, don't play with fire, Will. My dad died.
That's right.
I guess he was smoking in bed or something.
I don't know. He was a preacher.
Yeah.
He might not have been smoking. He probably wasn't.
Might have just been a candle.
Huh?
Might have been a candle or something.
I don't know what caused it, but he
said
was a preacher, Dr. Dutterer.
That really had to scar her. She was there, I guess, when that happened.
I guess so. I never heard her talk about it much.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Never talked about it.
She didn't talk about it much. But she loved living in Hartwell.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah, she really did. And everybody loved Mayor White. And she's the most generous person in the world. She would give you anything. She'd take her shirt off her back and give it to you.
She always wanted to give away anything that was in the house.
That's right. And I remember one time, Raph started to put a quietus on her because she'd give everything away, and he limited her income, and she'd say, well, I'm going to do this because I got some money of my own. And she'd go ahead and do it anyway. But he would cut her budget sort of, because really and truly, Will, she would give away anything. And I've tried when y'all have brought your children or Betsy or somebody, because I could look around and see all these things that she had given me. And I remember the last time somebody was here, must have been Wayne with his 3 children, and she had given me some little bluebirds.
Uh-huh.
And I gave each one of them a bluebird that she had given me, bluebirds of happiness. Well, when we were teenagers, we ran around together, even though we were not in the same grade, and she had friends like Josephine Vickery.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard her talk about her?
Well, I can't remember.
And Lucy and Sarah married,
Uh-huh.
and they were just real good friends. But
And what was Liz Shaw like?
oh, what was Liz like? You just take charm and grace and intellect and beauty and roll it all up into one, and you would have Liz Shaw. And she would say, "Oh, we just had the grandest time. Wasn't that the grandest thing?" And we quoted to this good day.
And Mary White would say the same thing.
Yeah. And Mary White would say the same thing.
And she would wear a sundress, I understand, or a dress, and she would just walk around in a dress, right?
Who?
Liz.
Would walk around in a dress?
Yeah. What? Mom told me that she would. She just was very. She wasn't.
Dixie?
Yeah.
Oh, she was too. She always looked beautiful.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she's thinking about in her old age. I don't know.
Well, she said she wouldn't wear a bra or something like that. I can't remember.
I don't know anything about that.
I'll have to get that part from Mom.
Yeah, but I do know that that she was. She was. I guess one of the most popular women in Hartwell.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Liz.
And
Everybody.
she had, and Dee was her daughter.
And Dee and Mary and little Judson.
Uh-huh.
And you know how he died.
No.
Little Judson. Well, he was playing on a porch next door to where they lived. And you know, a porch box where you plant things.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one?
A raised porch.
No. It was just a flat porch, like a front porch, old-timey front porch.
Right.
And it had a flower box.
Yeah.
About as long as this.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not that long. It was filled with flowers. And he pulled on it, pulled it over on him, and killed him.
Oh, gosh. It was made of concrete or something?
No, it was just wood, but it was heavy with dirt. He was just a little fella. And that was a sad story
I'm sure.
of the time.
That was back when...
And everybody in Hartwell who's been here remembers the story about how little Judson Shaw.
And that was when you and Mary White were in grade school? Or... So you and y'all went through school together through graduation from high school?
Yeah. And we graduated in the same class because I don't know what got into my mama, but she wanted me to go finish in 3 years. So I never took any I took home economics. I never took something. But I had the credits to graduate. So I graduated with Mary White.
Now, were y'all as close friends then as you were later in life?
Yeah. Yeah, we were. And when one time I remember Mary White got me a date with somebody, and they had a Ford, I guess it was Ford, had a rumble seat in it.
Uh-huh.
And so I sat in a rumble seat with this man young man that I didn't know. So I paid her back one time, and I got her a date with somebody, and they had a rumble seat. And I remember we used to double date together.
Uh-huh.
And there was no such thing as going steady back then. You know.
You would just go on a date, and if you liked
just dated whoever asked you for a date, if you wanted to have one with them. And we went to visit Dorothy when she married in Atlanta. And my cousin, my first cousin, Hugh Skelton, was so in love with Dorothy. Oh, he was so in love. She killed him when she married the nun from Atlanta. But they invited us, Mary White and me, to come up and spend the weekend. We must have been.
I thought she married a Basin.
Huh?
I thought she married a Basin.
She did, but her first marriage.
Oh, okay.
You know her child about her first marriage.
Is that Neil or no?
No. Neil was a Basin. This child was
Alec?
Edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edit.
That was from her first husband.
Her first one. And we went to spend the weekend with her in Atlanta. And she had a beautiful home. And I remember she had beautiful.